Welcome to Hitchcock's Picks, I'm Dave, and today we are unleashing the top 10 blood-soaked historical series that rival Game of Thrones. If you crave relentless drama, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a killer recommendation. Let's dive in. At number 10, picture yourself as stepping into a vast Mongol court where every glance can be deadly and alliances shift like sand, just like in Westeros. Marco Polo throws you right into the heart of Kublai Khan's empire, with Lorenzo Richame as our curious Venetian explorer and Benedict Wong bringing the Khan to life with fierce charisma. You'll ride alongside Marco as he learns the ropes of palace intrigue, discovers secrets that could topple empires, and tries to stay alive in a world ruled by steel and ambition. If you're the kind of person who binge watches for plot twists, complex power plays, and those didn't see that coming moments, this show's your jam. It doesn't hit the highs of Game of Thrones every episode, to be honest, but it nails that immersive feel and keeps you wondering what happens next. On Hitchcock's Picks, I'm giving it a solid 7 out of 10. Great production values and standard performances, just a few pacing bumps from being truly epic. At number 9, we have Barbarians 2020. Imagine you're standing on a muddy battlefield where Roman steel clashes with Germanic fury, just like the epic clashes in Westeros. Barbarians drops you right into 9 AD with Lawrence Rapp as the fierce Armenians leading his tribe and Jean Gorsad as Thasnelda caught between loyalties. You'll feel the tension build as Roman legions tighten their grip on Germania and tribal alliances form in the shadows. You'll love this if you crave gritty battle scenes, heart-pounding betrayals, and those what just happened moments that keep you glued to the screen. The show nails its raw, visceral vibe, even if it sometimes rushes through character moments. On Hitchcock's Picks, I'm giving it a 7.2 out of 10. Awesome action and a killer lead performance with a few spots where the story could dive deeper.
Life is of little value in Rome.
Number 8. Those About to Die 2024. Picture yourself standing in Rome's Colosseum as the crowd's roar rattles your bones, just like in Westeros. Those About to Die throws you into the heart of Gladiator madness, where every sword clash and whispered palace plot can change an empire's fate. Anthony Hopkins commands the screen as Emperor Vespasian, an old ruler desperate to secure his legacy, while Iwan Rheon's Tenex prowls the underworld, scheming to gamble on blood and power. You'll feel the dust in your throat as Spartans and chariots crash, and you'll hold your breath when Sarah Martin's Kala fights to save her children from the arena's chains. If you live for cool-draw first blood tension, heart-pounding arena brawls, and back-alley betrayals worthy of any Iron Throne clash, this is your jam. On Hitchcock's Picks, I'm giving it a 7.4 out of 10. Killer set pieces and razor-sharp intrigue with just a few rough edges keeping it from true epic status. Rise of Empires Ottoman 2020 at number 7. Picture yourself on the ramparts of a besieged city, watching armies clash under a blood-red sky. Just like in Westeros, Rise of Empires Ottoman plunges you into epic sieges and brutal power plays that decide the fate of entire kingdoms. The docudrama mixes expert analysis with cinematic reenactments, so you get the scale of a Game of Thrones battle alongside the realpolitik of 15th century diplomacy. You'll see the rise of Mehmet II, from idealistic prince to ruthless conqueror, as he sets his sights on Constantinople. A Kaival-style narration folds seamlessly into scenes of soldiers storming walls, advisors whispering in gilded chambers, and traitors plotting beneath candlelight. It's got that same who's really in control tension and anyone could die next suspense that makes GOT addictive. On Hitchcock's Picks, I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. I really like it because the stakes feel colossal and the storytelling grips you, even if the documentary format isn't as character-driven as a straight-up fantasy epic. Number 6. Vikings Valhalla 2022. Picture yourself on a windswept North Shore as longships cut through icy waves. Just like in Westeros, Viking Valhalla delivers ruthless power struggles, epic sea battles, and characters so driven by honor and vengeance you'll feel the chill. This series amps up the Game of Thrones vibe with its sprawling alliances, brutal betrayals, and a sense that fate could turn on a single swing of an axe. You'll follow Sam Corlett's Leif Erikson as he navigates treacherous waters, both literal and political, while Frida Gustafsson's Freddie's fights to carve a legacy in a world dominated by warriors. Leo Sutter brings Prince Harald Hardrada to life, a charismatic leader whose ambition could reshape kingdoms. As they journey from icy Scandinavia to the heart of England, you'll be swept in sword-forging scenes, Viking raids, and palace intrigues worthy of any noble court in Westeros. If you live for collapsing alliances, heart-pounding battles on deck, and the question who's going to die next, this one's a perfect match. On Hitchcock's picks, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 because the storytelling, the action, and those Viking saga feels hit hard, even if it occasionally stumbles in pacing.
Again, I ask this question.
At number 5, House of David 2025. Picture yourself in ancient Jerusalem, caught between faith and power. Just like in Westeros, House of David throws you into royal backstabbing and divine destiny. You walk alongside Michael Iskender's David as a humble shepherd suddenly anointed to challenge King Saul, which is played by Alice Lemon, while Ayala Zor's Queen Ohainem maneuvers her own court intrigues. Every scene feels charged. Will loyalty hold when ambition claws its way into the throne room? If you leave for those anyone could betray you next moments, and you want that epic rise to power story mixed with biblical drama, this one's for you. On Hitchcock's picks, I'm giving it a 8 out of 10 because the production values and pulse-pounding politics hit hard, even if some characters don't always land as deeply as they could.
I am Uhtred of Bebbanburg, and I shall take what is mine. Bebbanburg's mine!
Number 4. The Last Kingdom 2015. Imagine you're stalking through windswept battlefields where Saxon shields clash with Viking axes. Just like in Westeros, The Last Kingdom immerses you in fierce loyalties and shifting alliances that could topple kingdoms. You follow Alexander Draymond's Uhtred, a Saxon noble raised by Danes, as he walks the tightrope between two worlds. One moment he's carving out a kingdom for King Alfred, and the next he's trusting a Jumps Viking who might slit his throat for a coin. Every episode pulses with that whose side are they on tension and those gut-punch betrayals that make Game of Thrones so addictive. You'll see Uhtred wrestle with loyalty, revenge, and honor, plus you get epic skirmishes on muddy shores, heart-stopping sieges, and intimate moments of brotherhood that feel brutally real. On Hitchcock's picks, it earns a solid 8.5 out of 10. Knockout character arcs, immersive world building, and non-stop stakes that keep you hooked from the first swing of the axe to the final Norman clash.
Couldn't understand anything they said at all, except one word. Ragnar.
At number 3, Vikings 2013. Picture yourself on the prow of a longship as Drawn breaks over misty waters. Just like Westeros, Vikings plunges you into a world where loyalty is earned with steel and every crown comes at a bloody price. You follow Travis Fimmel's Ragnar Lothbrok, a curious farmer turned legendary raider, as he challenges fate and carves his name into history. Alongside him, Catherine Vinix Fierce Lagertha stands her ground, proving that power isn't just for kings. Every episode crackles with that who's really pulling the strings tension, familial betrayals, shifting alliances, and epic battles that leave you breathless. You'll feel the rush of raiding England's shores, the agony of loss in the great heathen army, and the raw ambition that fuels Ragnar's rise. It hits all the right notes for anyone addicted to political intrigue, savage combat, and did they just do that twists. On Hitchcock's picks, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 because it sets the gold standard for historical drama with unforgettable performances and enough savage drama to rival any Iron Throne struggle.
Who else would have a claim?
The firstborn child.
Number 2, House of the Dragon, 2022. Imagine standing in the shadow of Dragonstone's looming spires. Just like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is all about rival clans, fiery betrayals, and queens and kings willing to bend the world for power. You're there as Emma Darcy's Rhaenyra Targaryen tries to claim her birthright, while Matt Smith's demon Targaryen broods in the background, itching for a war that'll shake the Seven Kingdoms to its core. Every council scene crackles with that who's going to outmaneuver whom tension. And every dragon flight feels like the roar before a storm. You'll watch families fracture over succession, allies switch sides in the blink of an eye, and blood stain the throne room as loyalties crumble. If you love those pulse-pounding moments when a trusted friend suddenly draws a blade, or when you realize nobody's safe, even the Targaryens themselves, this is your jam. On Hitchcock's picks, I'm giving House of the Dragon an 8.5 out of 10. At number 1, Shogun 2024. Picture yourself as stepping into feudal Japan, where every bow hides a blade, and honor is sharper than the sharpest katana. Just like in Game of Thrones, Shogun plunges you into a world of palace intrigue, shifting loyalties, and characters so intense you can almost feel the tension in the air. You're with Cosmo Jarvis's John Blackthorne, the shipwrecked English navigator trying to survive among samurai codes, and Lord Yabushik, the power player whose every whispered plot could topple a clan. The show nails its atmosphere and world building. You feel the weight of each political move, the cultural clash between East and West, and the raw intensity of samurai honor. But here's where you'd think God-level epic would kick in, like massive battlefield showdowns, sweeping shots of armies clashing, or at least a few unforgettable one-on-one sword duels. Instead, most of the action stays in tighter spaces. Don't get me wrong, those close quarters confrontations are tense as hell. But sometimes you want that huge open field of warriors throwing down vibe. Still, even without giant war scenes or that let's see 1,000 samurai charge moment, Shogun delivers top-tier storytelling and performances. For 2024, this show hits hard, earns a solid 9.5 out of 10 on Hitchcock's picks, and deserves their crown. Just imagine how much more epic it could have been with a jaw-dropping war or two. Before we wrap up the top 10, let's give a quick shootout to a few honorable mentions that bring their own flavor of epic drama, even if they didn't crack the main list. Think of these as bonus feasts for your binge radar. That's a wrap on our blood-soaked binge. If you're still here, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because you never know when Dave might drop another killer list. Thanks for watching and sticking it out through all the betrayals and Gladiator screams. Now, I've got to know, did we rank your favorite right? Was Shogun truly epic, or did you think Vikings deserve the crown? Drop a comment below and let me know which series you'd binge next. Heck, tell me which one you think I totally underrated so I can defend my weird taste in the next video. Until then, stay thirsty for more drama, and I'll catch you in the next one.